Hello, hello. I'm so sorry that last week I did not post this little show clip for the 27th week of this year, but so many things got in the way, like my internet. It's an ongoing thing, it seems to be. But now I do have the Ethernet cable, which is running from the main house to my little palace. But then still sometimes it's dropping and it's dropping in the house as well. But let's hope that at one point that will be the past too. Many things had happened in this week. We had the football, and England made it actually into the final. And I think that was a very good thing because they tried for so many years, I think 55 years. So I was happy that they were in the final. They didn't win, yes, that's true. But at least they were in the final, and that's good. So congratulations to the English team, but also congratulations to the Italian team, which uh, became the winner. And of course, many people were so very excited. They could go out, and now we are about to, in England, to lift the lockdown restrictions. But this also, I heard from many people that many people are a bit nervous about it. And it's interesting. I felt guided to use the angel cards from, who is it? Uh, yeah, Angel Power. I'm using these cards. Ooh, it's not going. Maybe you can see it. I'm using the angel cards from wisdom cards from Gay Guthrie's and artwork by Hiroyuki Sato. So it was interesting for me to realize that these energies were somehow um, also reflecting in the energies for this week. So let's have a look at the first card. So the first card, it talks about responsibility. And sometimes it's not so easy to understand that we are responsible for ourselves. Governments and family, friends, and whatnot. Yes, they are important, and but by the end of the day, we have our responsibility for ourselves, and we are stronger than we think, and wiser as we think, because we have this divine spark in us. And when our mindset is positive and strong, that's why it's my passion to teach that. We can achieve our goals if we set our mindset to it, and if we are positive. But sometimes, of course, we will fall off this beautiful energy because everything takes time, right? And we need to create this energy which brings us there. And sometimes we just fall off this beautiful energy. And that is a very important point, not to get discouraged by that, but instead to recommit ourselves again for our goals and for our happiness, because happiness is only inside of you. And it's the fuel for these higher states of being. And of course, to reach our goals and to be a healthy, happy human being. So the responsibility is ours. How we deal with our life, how we react to the situation that are coming in our life. And it could be that in this week, it's shown more clearly that it's our responsibility what we do now with this new situation. And interestingly, the second card talks about discernment. Not everything is real, what we see. Like a horror movie, is that real? No, we just watch it, but our body can bring even the emotions out, like we are in that movie, or we just want to hide. Like me, if the I don't like to watch horror movies, and sometimes I just would like to hide under a blanket because I don't like that energy that goes with it. Most of the horror movies, there are some where I find them quite amusing, but not the hardcore horrible ones. No. So, discernment. Also, if you read the news, there are many different aspects of it. And sometimes I feel they're contradicting each other. So we have to see, maybe we were understanding something wrong, or maybe it's a different aspect people talking about. So when we're in the muddle in our head and we don't know what it all means, then it's good to slow down even more, do a small meditation so that we can get more inspiration from our higher self, because we have the spiritual gift of discernment. If something doesn't feel right, we just think, it doesn't make sense, doesn't feel right, I don't see it. And yes, I can give you an example for that. That was, which year was it? I think it was 2016. There was a G20 meeting in Hamburg. And in that time, I was in Hamburg too. And Maya, my sweet dog, she was still so tiny. And actually, the demonstration, they would have took place in Altona, a place which I like, because there's a lot of art. And the artists in Altona, they were saying they want to create in the city a beach where you can hang out, and they wanted to create living monuments and all these type of things. And I thought, well, I need to go to Hamburg. It's not that far with the train, maybe 1 hour from Meldorf where I lived. And just 2 days before, I felt I just felt and then I had a dream. I had a dream that Maya, she has a little bag where she goes in that dream I saw myself being pressed against the wall from people that are demonstrating, so that it wasn't peaceful. And so I tried to feel myself into that situation, that I would go with Maya there. And I got really this energy, no, 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 don't do that. And yes, later I could see it was a blessing that I did not go, because Altona was for 2 or 3 days was just a mess. It was, nothing was working anymore. Police could not stop the riots and whatever was going on there. So my initial feeling, the closer I came to that date, were actually right. I was listening to it. So my intuition was saying to me, don't do it. And even with the dream. And some people say intuition, they say more the gut feelings. So listen to that. If you are in this week a little bit unsure about any situation, try to find a place where you can really relax and breathe out all worries, all crazy thoughts you might have. With crazy thoughts, I mean contradicting thoughts and so many thoughts that you think, oh my goodness, what's going on in my head? And then just let this all go. Breathe into your heart all the love and the blessing from the Creator. And then, when you feel more calm, then call upon the Prime Creator, call upon your Divine Spirit, which is your higher self, and ask for guidance so that you can find your way where you wish to go. And yes, it will always work. It will work in different ways. Sometimes, like in my case, you will get a dream. Sometimes you just will have a special realization, or maybe a period of being extremely calm. And when you're very calm, then you will see the truth, which is important for you, easier, as if you are in the mindset of fear. Because the fear mindset will bring you all scenarios which are absolutely horrible, but it cannot show you the solutions, because the primitive part of the brain, which is then activated, it's only there to protect you and to allow you to survive. But with complex ideas which are out of your world in this moment, then of course it will fail, because it cannot make new inventions. It cannot see the whole situation. It is incapable of doing so. So that's why it's important to get out of the negative thinking, because that part of the brain is only there for survival. And it's very useful. Um, And it was very important because if you would have met a wild tiger, you wouldn't have, it would be stupid to say, oh, it's a very friendly tiger. He likes me. No, that would have been a stupid idea. So this primitive part of the brain does have its function. There's also in nowadays world, if you would get this strange idea to put your hand in a big roaring fire, that would be stupid too, right? So the primitive part of the brain would say, no, don't do that. But in a complex situation, it's a different story. That's why it's so important that we let go of the fear, that we are really letting go and then going into a moment of stillness to find the answers we are seeking for. I hope this made sense. So let's see what the last card is saying. Yes, and the last card was saying, you hopefully have learned so lot because we all have done mistakes in the past. And we will continue to do so because that's how life is and how we are learning. And maybe because of the second card by the end of the week, where you were training a little bit to use discernment in the appropriate way, meaning going into yourself without fear, releasing the fear, and then asking for guidance from your higher self and the prime creator, we have learned already much. And with that, we can tap easier into our divine wisdom. And it is so good if we continue at a daily basis to align ourselves with the angels and the prime creator, because happiness is always inside of you and never on the outside. That means when you're happy inside of you, you are the richest person on the earth. I've met many rich people which were actually not happy. And I've met people which only had not many things, but they were extremely happy. So the happiness, we need to seek the happiness inside ourselves at first. The happiness inside, which will come when we trust our instincts, our intuition, that we know that we have all the capability that we need, and we will get all the help we need if we get stuck, that we can live the life we want. It may take a while, but you see, plants need a while to grow too. You cannot put a seed in the ground and next day you can harvest. So it takes a while. And that's why you have learned it by the end of the week. You're a level more forward, that miracles are happening because you're happy inside, because you learned how to create the happiness inside. I wish you all a beautiful week and see you next week.